welcome. Rather sadly, we've made it to the final of our Silver Spirit series in the Western Caribbean. But what an episode we have lined up for you. Before we begin, just take time to look at the water here. This is why the Caribbean is so special. The water is so clear it looks like the ship is floating in a giant aquarium. I actually stood here for ages and just gazed at it, and people were stopping to wonder why, thinking there might be a trapped dolphin or something, but no, there wasn't. Why does everything have to be a drama? Just chill and look at the water. It's mesmerising. Breakfast this morning was in Atlantide, and by golly gumbo was it good. Helen had some sort of couscous dish that I've never seen before, and I stuck with my boring regular choices. I'm so incredibly dull. But not so fast with the name calling. Does a dull person go swimming with stingrays? No, he does not. And that's just what we did in Stingray City in Grand Cayman. Calling Stingray City a city uses a little bit more than your average artistic license, in my opinion. There's no bus station or Starbucks, and you can't book an Uber, to name just 3 things you can't do. It's just a sandbank off the coast that seems to attract the rays, although I'm not sure why. Probably because they get fed by the rangers. I call them rangers anyway. I don't know what they are. Our guide said that all the rays here were totally wild, and they choose to congregate with the hordes of excited humans, crowding this beautiful piece of sand. He even likened their temperament to those of domestic cats. You know the way cats keep rubbing and wandering around your legs and feet, normally when you're trying to come down some stairs or have handfuls of shopping or something. Full of dark humour are cats, but that's another subject. All I could think of was poor Steve Irwin and the way he died. But we were assured that although all the rays still had their deadly toxin-filled barbs, they were wild after all. They kept them well hidden unless they felt in particular danger. Oh my giddy aunt. I decided this was not the time to intimidate any sea creature bigger than a dinner plate. Not that I make a habit of intimidating anything, you must understand. Helen took her friendliness even further by kissing one on the lips, which is supposed to bring good luck. But I suspected it only brought a soggy mouth that felt like it had just kissed a wet mushroom. Rather her than me. Even though I had idiotically stood on a large ray, and it actually bloomin' hurt my foot, and I thought I was going to die. I didn't, and we survived the rays and proceeded to float up the coast for a bit of reef snorkeling. And I've got to say this was the best snorkeling we've had, not just on this ship, but on any trip, anywhere. The water was like swimming in Evian, and the fish were plentiful, unafraid, and utterly gorgeous. Back on board Silver Spirit and continuing the marine flavour of the day, it could only be seishin for lunch. The menu was reduced down from the full evening offering. See part 3 for our full rundown of that. The sushi here is beautiful, and what's more, there's no cover charge for lunch either. Wow, we've literally been winning all day. After lunch and out on the open deck, we saw an amazing thing. We were sailing right past a waterspout, or more dramatically, a tornado, as the captain announced over the PA. You could literally see the sea being sucked up into the sky through an enormous drinking straw-like column of water. It was the second time we'd been mesmerised by the sea today. Still buzzing from the excitement and awe of nature's weirdness, we spent the afternoon in the spa, relaxing and dreaming of wet mushroomy kisses and swimming in giant aquariums. The spa is small, but that's because the ship is small. But it has some hot stone lounges to fall asleep on, a couple of steam rooms, the sauna, and a variety of rough rubs to apply to your skin then wash off. Ugh, no thanks. Even though I was assured it leaves you feeling silky smooth and positively glowing. Well, I could always throw ice over myself, which is exactly what I did. The outside area is nice and private too, and you can relax in the hot tub without disturbance. Oh, lovely. When you've begun to feel a bit peckish again, because after all, this is a cruise, and at least an hour has passed since we last ate, you could order this fabulous plate of caviar with all the trimmings. We chose to have it in our room, but you can order this any way you like and it's all complimentary too, including the champagne you get with it. And after all that, the only thing you can do is have a quiet little nap to wear off some of that champers before our evening meal on the open deck. Dinner at Hot Rocks was enormous fun. If you're handed a bib large enough to resemble something from a hair salon, you know things might get a little messy. The steaks here were incredible, and you cooked them yourself on the table on these volcanic lava stone rocks, heated to 400 degrees centigrade. You wouldn't want the waiter to drop that in your lap by accident. Throw on a couple of giant shrimp too and you have yourself a volcanic surf and turf. My only slight negative was that by the time your meat was cooked, you'd eaten all the fries and onion rings waiting for it. Perhaps they should bring these out to you after letting the meat cook for a bit? Just a thought. Nonetheless, what a perfect evening, although both of us wearing giant bibs slightly took the romantic edge off it.
Come away with me in the night. Come away with me.
Speaking of putting the spark back into the evening, we shall finish with our most anticipated venue, the jazz-infused Silver Note restaurant. Booking is essential here because it's incredibly popular. Your meal comes with a laid-back live jazz backdrop, and when you've finished your meal and the performers have had a short break, they'll sing and play into the late evening when the tables are cleared, the cocktails are flowing, and the jazz club is in full swing. And they take requests too, and Esther and Chantal seemed to know and would have a jazzy crack at anything. They were absolutely brilliant, as was the whole evening.
Come away with me under loving you.
As we draw this vlog series to a laid-back, jazzy end, we hope you've enjoyed the journey with us and it's inspired you to get out there and cruise to some interesting places. This recently stretched ship feels brand new and is utterly stunning from top to toe. Every area is so comfortable and welcoming, it really is tough to choose where to go for that pre-dinner drink, where to dine, and where to relax during the day and late into the evening. You never want the days to end, and you never want your voyage to end, and you never want to say goodbye to your butler either. It's like saying goodbye to family. We can't wait to try Silver Muse, and in 2020 the Silver Moon, Silversea's newest ship. If they're anything like this one, we're going to have a big problem choosing what adventure to have next on which ship. We'd like to thank Silversea for inviting us and partnering with us on this trip. We look forward to sharing more fabulous adventures with both them and you. Thank you for watching, and please consider hitting that like button and subscribe button as we have so much more to share with you. Thank you and goodbye.